Hey there. I welcome you to this session, a sacred lesson, a remembering, a call to resonance. Whether you're tuning in while walking in nature or sitting with a cup of tea, or riding the quiet rhythm of your breath, I invite you to let this be more than just a lesson. Let it be a transmission. Let it be a frequency you can feel as we tune into the field of love. I invite you to just reflect on this for a moment, this simple truth, that love is not something we chase. It's not something we earn or perform or bargain for. Love is a field, a frequency. It's a vibrational truth that we can return to and align with and live from over and over and over again. It's not just a feeling. It's a state of being. And there are no steps, no rules. There's nothing that you need to do to be worthy of it. You are it. In the SVMT method of transformation, we often speak about vibration. And what I've learned over years of working with trauma and transformation and sound is this: you don't force resonance. You relax into it. You remember it. You align with it. And if it doesn't align with you, then it's not yours. So when I say join the space of love, I'm not offering a technique or a self-help tip. I'm inviting you to come back to your true nature. It's a remembrance. It's not a new lesson. It's a becoming. It's a space beneath the static, beneath the fear, beneath the armor. And the pathway is so simple. It begins with presence. It starts by connecting to the body, by feeling the breath. So just return now. I invite you to feel your body as it is, to feel your feet, to feel your heart, to not change it, just notice it. Be present with where you are, with how you feel, and who you are right now. And right now, just let that be enough, and breathe. In the SVMT method, we say the body, the voice, and the breath are tuning instruments. The body, voice, and breath help us shift out of the noise and back into the present and into the field of love, not as a concept, but as a lived experience. Because when we start here, we're no longer waiting for love to arrive. We become the vibration we once believed we had to seek. We are love. There's no seeking, there's a remembering. So I invite you for a moment to sit in reflection, and let me ask you gently, when in your life have you felt truly connected to love? Not as romance, not as performance, but as a sacred presence. When did you feel at ease and present and connected, whole and complete? When did you feel that energy? Think about where you were. Think about who you were with, if anybody. And think about how it felt in your body. Allow yourself to remember that memory, that feeling, that presence is a doorway. And every time you step through it, you're entering the field of love. You are coming into that space of being love. And here's something I want you to carry. You don't have to earn it. You simply remember how to feel it. So perhaps this week as you move forward, try this practice. When you feel disconnection, pause, breathe, and ask yourself, what would love feel like in my body right now? What would love feel like in my body right now? Not what would love do, not what would love say, not how should love be, but what would it feel like? In that moment where your head was spinning, where you were worried about something, where you were thinking about politics, or someone you lost, or someone you miss, pause, breathe, and again ask yourself, in this moment, what would love feel like in my body right now? What would it feel like? Allow your body to lead. Let your body remember. Because love is a frequency we join. Hate is a trauma pattern that we can release. And the space of love is always here, always waiting. There's a message, actually there's a book called The Body Keeps Score. The body is always present. The mind can take you away into the future or the past or into all these different concepts about what if. But when we come back into the present, we feel. And when we allow ourselves to feel deeply, we recognize that love is there. So the question comes up often in my practice. How do we share love with people we disagree with? This is one of the most important and human questions of our time. When someone says, I have trouble sharing love with people I disagree with, I hear truth in that. I honor that. I know that. But I also know now, sharing love doesn't mean pretending to agree. It doesn't mean bypassing pain. It means staying present without collapsing into division and hate. In the SVMT method, we teach that love is a vibration, not a performance. You don't have to fake kindness. You don't have to spiritualize harm. You simply stay rooted in your own field, your own heart, without being pulled into another's dissonance. Sometimes love shows up as a boundary. Sometimes love looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like staying centered while standing in difference. Sometimes love is saying no. No way. Sometimes love is expressing that is unacceptable. We can disagree and still let love be the ground beneath our feet. This isn't about forcing love. It's about choosing to align with it despite the messages that I'm receiving in my mind. It means choosing to align with it, especially when the nervous system wants us to go to war. You might ask yourself, what part of me feels threatened right now? And what does that part need to feel safe? That kind of self-inquiry doesn't bypass. It softens and it moves us to reconnect. What part of me feels threatened right now? And what does that part need to feel safe? Is it leaving the space that you're in? Is it reaching out to someone who can hold space for you? Is it leaning into your community? Is it sitting with your singing bowl? Is it beating your drum? Is it walking in nature? It allows us to reconnect. What about political disagreement? This is a tough one. Here's where it gets tender. Because political disagreement often feels personal. In fact, politicians make it personal. It almost seems like that's their job. Politics used to be about being of service. Now it's about being in power. Now it seems more about pointing out our differences rather than our shared humanity. Because political disagreement touches on values. It touches on our identity. It touches on our feeling of safety. It even touches on our dignity. These aren't abstract ideas. These are core values and truths. So politics hits us at our core. But let me say this. Love doesn't ask you to agree. Love asks you to stay in your truth without losing your center. Because when we get caught up in battle, We come out of our center and we move back into fight or flight mode. Political disagreement absolutely activates trauma. It lights up our survival brain. We feel unsafe and unseen and unvalidated. And sometimes the ideologies we disagree with have caused or do cause harm. We don't deny that. We hold it. But the spiritual invitation remains. What if disagreement didn't always have to collapse into hate? What if love could be the foundation from which we disagree? And that other person doesn't have to be on the same wavelength. Because here's the thing. You can stand fiercely for justice without making someone be your enemy. Even though they may call you an enemy, you don't have to fall into that space. You can speak truth without dehumanizing, even though those others may be in a space of dehumanizing others. You can hold boundaries without bitterness. This is absolutely and wholeheartedly a practice of radical love. I am standing in love despite your hate, despite your condemnation, despite your bitterness, despite you thinking me of an enemy. It's not soft or sentimental, and it's not passive. It is powerfully embodied and deeply awakened because it is the core truth of who we are. And despite all the messages out there that say love is soft and squishy, it is not. It is power. Love says, I am not going to let the pain of our division convince me to close my heart to the world. So I ask you this. Practice this. When you feel activated by a difference, ask yourself, what is my body doing right now? Is this a moment to speak, to breathe, to step back? Is this a moment I can make a difference? Or is this a moment I can breathe? Can I stay rooted in my truth without leaving the space of love? Because here's the thing about political disagreement. You're probably not going to change that person's mind. You're not here to convince others. The one thing I can absolutely say is the only person I can change is myself. And I can allow those people to pull me into the space of hate, of dehumanizing, or I can come back and tend to my own vibration. Because even if we're not on the same page, we're all moving through life in the same human story. I don't know what made those people believe what they believe, but I see them. That's a lot. It's not easy. It takes work. So I want you to come with me on a journey of holding space for disagreement. It starts by bringing yourself into a space, a quiet space, where you can sit and reflect and breathe. Allow yourself to get comfortable. And if you're not in a space right now, just pause this and come back to it later, because this is important. This is tuning into your heart. So once you find that position and that space, allow your breath to guide you home. Follow your breath into your chest. Feel the movement. Allow your breath to guide you to that heart space. Feel your heart space. Allow your awareness to go all the way down to your feet, to the surface beneath you. Feel your body now. Feel your heart now. And bring your mind into that connection as you tune into your truth. Think about how you feel and breathe and pay attention. As we go on this journey, pay attention to what comes up. So I invite you now to bring to mind someone you may have disagreed with recently. As you think about that person or those people, allow their image to arise. Not to fix or to fight them, but to witness them. As you think about that person or these people, feel the contraction, feel the resistance. Notice the voice that might be saying they are wrong. I can't love them. I should hate them. They're the enemy. Now breathe and feel. And I want you to ask yourself, what am I protecting here? What am I afraid to feel? Can you honor your truth? Can you honor your feelings? Can you honor this disagreement, but stay rooted in love? Because what you tell yourself matters. As you come back into this space, I invite you to come back to your heart. Place a hand on your heart and whisper inwardly, I don't have to fight to be right. I don't have to close down to feel safe. I return to love because this is who I am. This is who I am. Let the vibration of this message soften the resistance. I am love. I am love. So return to that field of love and breathe. Take in a nice deep breath and exhale nice and slow, and open your eyes if you haven't already. In closing, that love is not a reward for agreement. It is a home we can choose again and again. It is a place that we can act from. It is a place we can walk to. So may you walk gently. May you breathe deeply. And may you remember, there is no space for hate when you choose to live in the space of love. With all my heart, thank you for joining me. I'm Coach Bill Sullivan with the SVMT Method and Meditate School of Mindfulness and Sound.